Cancer is a disease of the elderly. This has been believed for many years, both in the medical world and in our common sense. However, shocking facts are now being revealed that shake this common sense. This hypothesis was reported in the world-renowned news magazine Newsweek and caused a great deal of attention. That is, younger generations, including Generation Z, are biologically aging faster than previous generations, and as a result, their risk of developing cancer at a young age is increasing. Today's young people look youthful and full of energy. However, is it really true that rapid aging is progressing in the body compared to when the older generation was the same age? This time, we will explain in detail and in an easy-to-understand manner the medical mechanism behind this amazing hypothesis and the latest definitive research report that proves it, based on data. First, to understand this issue, let's organize the most important medical concepts. That is, there is a large discrepancy between real age and biological age. Actual age is the age on the calendar or family register that we usually use. It simply shows how many years have passed since you were born. On the other hand, biological age refers to our true internal age, which is how much our cells, tissues, and internal organs are actually damaged and aged. Let's compare this to a car. Let's say we have two cars manufactured in the same year, 2020. Both have the same period of time since manufacture or actual age. However, one car has been carefully stored in a garage and regularly maintained. The other car is a car that has been driven on muddy roads every day and never changed its oil. The level of engine damage or biological age of these two cars is completely different. Medical research points to exactly this phenomenon. Even if today's young generation's actual age on the calendar is in their 20s or 30s, the biological age of their cells and tissues is much older and damaged than expected. In other words, accelerated aging is occurring. This is a critical factor in understanding modern health trends. So, is this accelerated aging just a rumor or an urban legend? The answer is no. There are reliable research reports that clearly support this. On June 22nd, 2026, a shocking paper was published in Nature Medicine, one of the world's most prestigious scientific journals. The study was led by a research team from the University of Washington School of Medicine, a prominent American research institution. The research team conducted a detailed analysis of medical and blood data from more than 160,000 people, including 150,000 from the UK Biobank and 10,000 from the US program All of Us. They calculated each person's accurate biological age based on multiple biomarkers in the blood, including blood sugar levels, inflammatory response values, and organ function. They then compared the speed of aging by age of birth. As a result, a surprising fact emerged from this massive dataset. It turns out that young people born after the 1990s, known as Generation Z and Millennials, are significantly more likely to experience biological aging than people born in the 1960s at the same age. Data has proven that as generations become newer, the negative gap between chronological age and biological age widens, meaning the internal clock advances faster. Furthermore, this research found that accelerated aging in the body is directly linked to juvenile cancer, which has become a problem around the world in recent years. That is, an increase in solid cancers that develop before the age of 55. This is a direct consequence of the internal clock moving too fast. According to data from the University of Washington, the risk of developing early onset cancer increases by a whopping 8% cumulatively as biological age exceeds chronological age. Furthermore, those who were aging the most had a 15% higher overall risk of developing early onset cancer than those who were aging least slowly. In particular, the cancers that showed a remarkable increase among young people were lung cancer, cancers of the digestive system such as the stomach and large intestine, and uterine cancer. What is even more interesting is the identification of partial aging, in which the type of cancer that develops changes depending on which organs and tissues are aging. For example, people whose blood data showed that their immune systems were aging had an especially high risk of developing early-onset lung cancer. On the other hand, people diagnosed with advanced adipose tissue aging had an increased risk of early-onset colon and stomach cancer. Until now, cancer has been considered a disease of the elderly, caused by cell copying errors over many years. But modern medicine shows a different foundation. Certain tissues in the body age at a rapid rate even when young, creating the foundation for early-onset cancer. This is the answer from modern medicine. So why do the cells of today's younger generation age so quickly? The research team examined genetic factors, innate predisposition. However, even after subtracting genetics, this accelerated aging remained clearly seen. The biggest cause is changes in lifestyle and environment. The first is a change in eating habits. Intake of ultra-processed foods with additives and poor fats causes constant micro-inflammation in the body. The second is lack of exercise and obesity. Desk work and smartphone use have increased sitting time, particularly accelerating the aging of adipose tissue. Thirdly, decreased sleep quality. Exposure to blue light late at night interferes with cell repair hormones, robbing the body of its chance to rejuvenate. As these things accumulate, even if you look young, the cells inside your body have become so old that they are struggling to maintain balance. The latest medical data are by no means meant to force us to despair. Rather, it is an important early warning for the future of our health. Abandon the overconfidence that you're still young and focus on your internal age instead. This will become the new common sense for prevention. You can change the rate of aging by making daily choices. Eat less junk food and more fresh food. Put down your smartphone and go to bed early. The accumulation of small maintenance will give you the power to keep your body youthful and protected from disease for years to come. Now that you know the scientific data, why not start living a life that slowly winds back the clock in your body just a little bit today? If you found this content helpful, please subscribe to the channel and give us a high rating. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.